A lot of other players have caught on, to what Salesforce did, as a pioneer in the industry. But, where things differ is how clients really need to assess what they want. Customers really need to assess their growth, how they cater to their own clients, pace at which they need to move. Salesforce really, tops the list. 9 out of 10 times, customers only trying to solve a problem. They're not out there to buy a product.
Okay, I mean, that's a very prompt answer,
Yeah, they
Chandan.
never are buying, and we don't sell a product.
Yeah.
We sell a solution.
Solution, yeah.
We are here to solve the problem of a customer. There is a myth that Salesforce is only for mid-market and above customers, in the enterprise category. But I strongly feel that Salesforce is absolutely a great fit for small businesses. What we do next, we're going to have fun along the way, provide great outcomes to our customers across everything we do, make some awesome memories, for ourselves together, as two organizations.
Hello all. I'm so happy and glad today we have Chandan Mishkin all the way from Sydney, who is the founder of Alphaleo Technologies and a good friend who is predominantly making mark across the globe in the being a Salesforce partner and an implementation partner of Salesforce. I'm so happy to welcome him to Bangalore to have a quick discussion. And we just wanted to bring an episode to you how Salesforce and custom development can go hand in hand. That means how Alphaleo and Pace Wisdom can actually go hand in hand to make a mark for a successful business. Let's get into today's conversation. Chandan, welcome to Bangalore.
Thank you, Bharat. I'm very privileged and honored to be in your company today.
It's all my pleasure, Chandan. So we go back to some good days.
Yeah.
I just can't forget the holiday we had together in Kyoto, Japan.
Absolutely.
So that was absolutely memorable. And I'm so glad Alphaleo is making a mark and growing at a good pace. I'm so glad. So I just wanted to have a good chat with you today.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, make our audiences understand how together we can make a mark. So that's something that which I've been eyeing to present in today's discussion, Chandan.
Awesome.
Yes. So, Chandan, my first question to you is there are many CRMs. Okay, we have Microsoft, we have HubSpot, we have Zoho, and why only Salesforce, Chandan? Or like why Salesforce in primary?
Thanks for the question, Bharat. Let me rewind, a little bit back and talk about my journey as a Salesforce practitioner and come to the response, right? So, I discovered Salesforce way back in 2006 as a practitioner when I was working for a large corporate. And I realized that the way these guys have built the platform, the way they have conceptualized an entire industry segment, which hitherto was not non-existent before Salesforce, which is the word called SaaS. They literally coined this term, right? So they built, highly scalable, highly flexible, highly robust solutions on the platform, catering to sales, service, and platform related requirements. You could build any application on top of Salesforce that allowed you to move faster in the market as well as change faster, right? With the changing needs of their businesses. Of course, a lot of other players have caught on, to what Salesforce did, as a pioneer in the industry, namely Dynamics, you got Zoho, you got HubSpot, and you got a variety of players. All of them, no doubt, are, good solutions. But, where things differ is how clients really need to assess what they want. If scale, flexibility, adaptability is really required, and customers really need to assess their growth, their how they cater to their own clients, pace at which they need to move. Salesforce really tops the list. Now, how clients really need to go about choosing Salesforce versus anything else is, go about a few key evaluation factors, right? In terms of what their business complexities would be today, tomorrow, what their scale is going to be today and tomorrow, what their technology requirements are, what their integration requirements are. A lot of clients that I come across will have their strategic assets which are bespoke in nature or some other technology that they already use, and where Salesforce will play a role in getting them that much more pace and speed to the market. Their integration requirements, their data related requirements, the complexities that they have to deal with, the regulatory and compliance requirements. All of these play a role in how you choose a CRM solution. Of course,
Okay.
finally you get commercial, business value proposition that is most important aspect.
Understood.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting and nice, Chandan.
Mm.
So my question to you is, think that every time the customer decides saying that for this particular challenge of mine, I would want to implement Salesforce, or do they come to you saying that you know what, I have this kind of a challenge or a
Mm.
use case or a
Mm.
problem statement, that is Salesforce a good fit? Do they ask what is the tone of a customer in these cases?
9 out of 10 times, customers only trying to solve a problem. They are not out there to buy a product. They
Okay, I
never
mean
are.
that's a very prompt answer,
Yeah, they
Chandan.
never
Yeah,
are buying. And we don't sell a product. We
yeah.
sell a solution.
Solution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are here to solve the problem of a customer, and that is the way it is, right? Otherwise, we are not doing justice, to our customers. We are not being their trusted advisors.
correct.
And if we see that Salesforce is not a good fit, we do tell them it's not a good fit.
So, what
Yeah.
cases do you feel that Salesforce is not a good fit? Can you just give me an example?
If a client has their strategic assets, IP, that define who they are, the very nature of who they are, how they go to the market, how they differentiate themselves from competition if they are operating in a particular space. Let's take an example of edtech rather.
Yeah, I mean, large edtech
Edtech
has a lot of IPs and they've built
fintech.
the tech for themselves,
Yes,
and
yes.
only the cover part of it is the Salesforce.
Yeah, most of the surrounding business
Surrounding
functions.
businesses.
Yeah.
Yes.
See the core. Let's take an evolution of a fintech, right? Let's say a couple of founders get together. They design. They identify a business problem that they want to solve. They
Solve.
build their core IP around it,
Around it.
which is generally a bespoke technology. And now they start scaling. They need sales to sell. They need
I
service
mean,
to
the operational
cater
flow
to
works on the
customers.
Salesforce.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So,
I get that with you on that.
customer side of their business,
Yeah.
is best taken care of, or best responded to uh, by this fintech, for example, using solutions like Salesforce, because it allows the business to focus on business while leveraging the capabilities of Salesforce to do rest of the functions that
After all,
drive it.
correct. After all, today we all know that the IP, when you have to create it, it has to be a custom focused, bespoke solution where you would own it. And most of the business centric approaches are today with that IP.
Yeah,
Probably let's take example of Flipkart.
yeah,
Flipkart is something that, as a precise example, if I have
yeah,
to take it, Flipkart, the IP of the core product is completely custom built where Flipkart is actually standing along.
absolutely.
And the other cover of the business which needs for the operational flows, which
Yes.
happens at a regular intervals, is something that which Salesforce is actually complementing it.
Yeah.
So that
Solutions
they don't
like Salesforce, absolutely.
bang on. So that they don't have to reinvent the wheel of actually creating one for themselves, because it doesn't count into the IP or rather for any other flow.
That's not their business, right?
That's not their business. True that.
Yeah,
Very true that. But the business part of it, which is actually their core, is where they have the IP. And
absolutely.
I believe that's where the custom developments play a role.
Yep, yep.
Interesting.
So they started as a bookstore, then they evolved into commerce. So that's their core IP.
Core IP.
And everything around it, the sell side, supply, the customer success, case management, complaints management. That's not their core business, but
True
they are
that.
very important to the survival of the business.
Absolutely.
That's where solutions like Salesforce come in with the massive set
Advantage
of
of
capabilities and
time,
deliver time to
turnaround
market.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, all of those. I completely understand.
Banks, for example, they use Salesforce for KYC, customer
KYCs.
onboarding, claims management, and anything like that.
A
Right?
small segment of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Of their
But
core
the
banking.
core part
banking.
is still custom.
Transformation over a period of time in each phases, they had to adapt. Today, the adaptation is towards the artificial intelligence layers
Yeah.
to make the businesses run smoother, efficient, effective, and exponentially grow. So that's why we are focusing a lot on the AI as one of the segments. Of course, yes, product engineering is a core to many businesses. We are trying to provide layers like AI and other elements where they can actually make things look wiser. We are also focusing a lot
Mm.
on being a tech enablement partner for GCCs. global capability centers for many audiences. As you know, India is known for tech, and we have whatnot advantages. We have been speaking around about it. We have the Silicon Valley of Asia and whatnot.
Yeah.
So because of it, that people would prefer to have India as one of their global capability centers.
Yeah.
Now this is in the boom for companies that they see a value of having a GCCs. So that is one of the reasons that we are trying to be a tech enablement partners to renowned organizations across globe and try to put them across. Okay. Now that is where I see a great partnership in Alphaleo and Pace Wisdom as a
Absolutely.
as a binding partner to offer Salesforce and custom development together, because it's going to be a holistic approach
Yes.
in for businesses, and and the time to market could be relatively lesser, because a true consultant, I believe, can fragment the use case and the problem statement, where Salesforce would be a right fitment and custom development would be a great fitment,
Yeah.
so that the IP is actually enriching itself and operational flow is depending on Salesforce.
Yeah.
That's my thought. What do you say?
Absolutely agree to your points, Bharat. So India is at the cusp of a massive tech revolution. The market is, poised to host a lot of GCCs in our country. And while I'm based out of Sydney, I do definitely see that there's a huge potential for collaboration between Australia and India in this space, and providing a larger basket of offerings, right from core product engineering to solutions on Salesforce CRM, which allow customers to go faster to the market, change quicker, and cater to a variety of business function within their organizations. And they don't have to go to cater to a variety of technologies, right from product engineering to CRM solutions like Salesforce that we bring to the table along with yourselves, helping our customers get maximum bang for the buck, right? They get product engineering, they get CRM, they get everything around what they need as a business to function within the same group. That's us.
How do you see, adding to this question, how do you see in the purview of Salesforce towards small businesses?
That's a very great question, Bharat. So, in fact, there is a myth that Salesforce is only for mid market and above customers, in the enterprise category that, generally talk about scalability, flexibility, robustness, all that stuff, which Salesforce, anyways, is really good at. But I strongly feel that Salesforce is absolutely a great fit for small businesses. The question is why? Small businesses are expected to be nimble, right? They really need to move fast. They have to cater to their customers in a very flexible and adaptive way. And Salesforce provides them all the tools without the hassle of custom functions with with this platform that allows them to explore. Let's say you start explore the capabilities. Let's say you start with you build some strategic solution that you want to, or you have a solution that you want to sell to the customer. You start with Sales Cloud. That allows your sales team to be up and running and hit the market very quicker. Then you say, okay, how do I service my customers? I've sold some stuff, like there are some feedbacks. I want to make sure my customers are successful. So there comes Service Cloud to help them with case management. Build knowledge assets around how my customers are using my products. Build that strategic knowledge base within Salesforce. Feedback into my core IP, core technology, and also drive their product roadmaps themselves, allowing them to win more clients and grow as a business.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that's a well articulated answer,
Yeah.
Chandan. I think that's the right way to put across. Thanks for that. Now, this pops out to me a question. See, we all know Salesforce has been a default choice. Now that you told about large organizations and small organizations,
Yeah.
Salesforce is a default choice for many of them.
Yep.
But we do have other CRMs like Microsoft Dynamics, Zoho, HubSpot. How should businesses evaluate? Because these are also exponentially growing today
Absolutely.
in a rapid pace.
Yeah.
Okay, in competition, in line with Salesforce, they're coming along.
Yeah.
And what makes Salesforce special to be chosen?
Salesforce is a bellwether in this category, right? So they literally set the trend, the pace at which the pace of innovation at which Salesforce is growing really puts them in a league of themselves,
Okay.
completely different from the rest of the products. I don't mean to say others are bad. They are also pretty good when it comes to all their own solution offerings like Dynamics, HubSpot, and all. But the kind of uh, the stage of growth at which the companies defines what kind of product you need. For example, you're at a very early stage. You're too small in size, uh, and then your requirement don't need you to change faster, or really build on top of things as you grow. Then I think solutions, many solutions in the market are suitable. But as soon as extensibility, adaptability, flexibility, and spreading across a variety of functions, and yet having that single view of your customer to you as a business, then Salesforce definitely is the way to go.
Um,
Particularly relevant for small businesses, because they do not want to have a variety of technologies invested, because they don't have the muscle or the IT teams to manage a solution for sales, a solution for service, a solution for something else, right? So they just want a solution that is almost self sufficient, low on maintenance, and faster to move, right?
Amazing,
Yeah.
Chandan. That's a pretty well put answer. So this pops up to be a question. Many businesses think the implementation is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the hidden complexities businesses will actually see while at the time of implementation, and how do they overcome it?
Another relevant question when it comes to embarking on a CRM transformation initiative, irrespective of the size of your organization, because no matter where you are at, what stage of growth you are at, an initiative like this is transformative in nature, be it a small business or a large business. Quite a few factors come to my mind. It is not you got to be very careful about your processes and your people when you embark on a technology initiative such as this. You have to make sure that you mapped out your processes pretty well, and that's where a lot of gaps are discovered. And in my experience, processes and people play a more important role than tech is already capable. It can cater to many situations, many use cases already. But how you adopt technology drives the success of your transformation outcomes. Additionally, uh, there are a lot of things that generally remain hidden, right? Clients do think that it's an unsaid thing, but they really have to bring it out. In terms of how your business processes are as compared to industry best practices, right? Salesforce as a SaaS platform comes with a lot of best practices that it recommends businesses to adopt to ensure that their processes, if they are, let's say, in sales or service functions, if they're slightly bespoke in nature, it is recommended that they adopt those best practices to make sure that their ability to scale and grow in future is faster. That's one. Okay, you need to think about your people too. User adoption plays a major role here. How you get them to be a part of this transformation journey is very important than just me hitting the go live at the end, right? They need to be educated all through, from the old to the new. That's very important. You got to take care of your data, right? Data, from again old systems to Salesforce is really important. You have to make sure that you're taking care of business in the past, business in flight, and then business in future, which obviously is going to be on the newer platform. Yeah, absolutely, these are the things. And strike a balance between what you customize and what you configure on Salesforce. Take care of compliance and security aspects, and of course, if there are legal related compliances, all those things come into factor. And all these are aspects of an implementation that generally are not spoken in the initial stages of a sale. So these all come when you actually hit the delivery phase.
Thank you. Thanks for the
Yeah.
educating factor, Chandan.
Yeah.
How do you see companies like Pay System Solutions?
Hmm.
Okay, work with companies like Alphaleo. Okay, help businesses to maximize the value of Salesforce? How does it work? What do you think?
It's a no-brainer to me. You guys are at the center of the business,
Correct.
building strategic assets, strategic IP,
Absolutely.
right? A lot of work you do is not necessarily industry standard processes. You are
Absolutely.
basically building strategic IP for customers that help them differentiate, a player in the market, help them build their valuation, right? That's their core assets. That's what you do. And all the business functions, right, outside of core is where Salesforce is really good at. Not that Salesforce can't do core, but you guys are really good at it. And that's the way the world has been, right? Most of the top startups, their core IP is always bespoke. They don't do it on the core IP is never on, or mostly never on platforms. And where we come into play is help with their sales function, help with their service, customer success, operations, and so on and so forth. Build out those systems faster because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already done. You're already playing with the best in the town, right? So that's where Alphaleo can advise customers along with Pace Wisdom to extract the maximum out of their technology investments, both in the inner part of the circle and around it.
This actually marks me a crazy analogy, Chandan. Should I mention it to you?
Yeah, what is it?
See, I feel this relating to, let's say that, if you're actually going and buying a ready-made stuff right from the shopping mall, which you need to
Yeah,
wear it for work or at my regular use,
yeah,
I choose Salesforce as a business.
yeah.
But if it is a gala event, let's say a wedding in the family,
You're
or
getting married.
I mean, a gala, a wedding in the family, or it's a big event to showcase.
Yeah,
Then I go to a bespoke solution or a
right.
bespoke
Stitched.
stitch.
Yeah,
A bespoke stitch saying that right fitment, right trial, and look pretty gala and exposed. And that's my core. That's my show up, and that's how I am known to.
yep,
Okay, and then that's where the custom development or product engineering firms, boutique firms like us,
yeah,
come to a play to make a difference. So in the daily life, it is necessary that I pick up from a shopping mall. Okay, so that's how I'm trying to see how a Salesforce can fit with the product engineering thing, to give an analogy.
yeah.
I hope I am correlating it.
More or less, I do agree. If I have to really stand out, as an organization, in a clutter of, competition that I'm already in, I definitely want to have my suit stitched. Right.
Yes, true
But
that.
yes, and then, yeah, to make sure that my business is moving faster, I don't want to reinvent the wheel. And that's where, I use everything that Salesforce has to offer.
So thanks for that, Chandan. The follow up question what I have is, you must have heard about Einstein,
Yep,
the AI powered solution, which is actually optimizing a lot in
absolutely.
Salesforce. How do you
I
see
was waiting for this question to come. Yeah.
how do you see AI's role play in Salesforce in today's world?
So AI, we are in the age of evolution, and Salesforce has been one of the pioneers in this space. In fact, a bit about me, right? So I have been a Salesforce practitioner for almost 18 years and still not tired of it. So I think I can go for 18 more.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So the pace at which they have innovated has literally defined industry standards, and particularly in our world, this has been an ongoing conversation since at least a couple of years now. Starting with the introduction of Einstein, then now we're talking about a very new announcement that Salesforce did around Agent Force that literally brings AI to the heart of Salesforce. It's going to change the way we do work for our customers, bringing the best of AI baked into everything that we already offer for clients. We already are like, we already Salesforce already serves as a single source of truth for enterprises across sales, service, customer functions, and many others, and many other systems that it leverages or pulls data from. So Agent Force is now able to pull in everything from, all the underlying assets, all the underlying systems such as sales, service, marketing, talk about commerce, using a platform, a very powerful platform like Data Cloud that Salesforce had, launched a couple of years ago. Leverage all of these, strategic systems and provide a level of service to the customers really, really, next level, in terms of the speed at which you can offer a level of insight into the business is amazing. And it allows, the businesses, right, to provide a level of customer service that's exceptionally superior, allowing businesses to focus on even more value added activities than just mundane repetitive tasks. That's where Agentforce is adding a lot of value, is going to add a lot of value to businesses implement CRM systems in the future.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This actually brings me to a question,
Mm.
that there is a lot of rise in no code and low code platforms,
Yeah.
which helps businesses to build solutions themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see this as a threat, or do you see this as an opportunity to open new doors for you?
I actually see this as a complementary, capability.
Mm-hmm.
So customers are really well off building, stuff like, high volume portals and mobile applications, code once deploy anywhere kind of solutions, be it on, let's say, iOS or Android and stuff like that, using LCNC tools, right? But I don't see a benefit of clients using low code, no code tools to do CRM, because the level of capabilities, the breadth of capabilities that you need to sell and service your customers, the insane amount of innovation that gets delivered by Salesforce across its quarterly releases. I don't think any client would really be able to match the pace. Number one. Number two is obviously you got to maintain it yourself, right? So if you're doing a low code no code system, the level of advancement in the platform that you have built using an LCNC tool is dependent on how much of research and how much of capabilities you are driving as an organization. And it's a very heavy cost to the IT team to actually drive innovation using tools in functions like CRM. In functions where you don't really need that kind of change, or a change of pace, then they're a great fit.
That's nice to know.
Do you
Uh,
agree?
yes, indeed, I agree with you.
Like finance, you don't need too much of change.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Operations,
Yes.
supply chain, procurement.
Yeah, with you on that.
What's your experience? How do you compare product engineering with low code no code tools? Flipping you the question back.
See, as you know, that low code and no code can actually add value to systems like POCs, as we discussed, on MVPs.
Wait, let's discuss this. Okay. First part, perfect. So I was listening intently, right? So you say POCs wala perfect. No, what I was trying to do this is, for organizations that want to test out a PMF, product market fit, a low code no code solution can be great. But the moment you hit PMF, then you look at scalability, strategic differentiation, and all of that. And you don't want this to be, we have seen customers generally don't want this to be on a third party platform.
Now, as I told you about the low code, no code, my conclusion to you is this. Now, let's say that low code, no code actually works for a product market fit kind of an experimentation for any product as such. Now, after the proving of the objective of whatever you're trying to set around, the product engineering practices do come. Why? That the customers do not want to have the strategic assets in a third party platform.
Yeah.
They would definitely would want to have the IP coupled and bundled with them rightly and more scalable. So that is one of the reasons that they would actually have to adapt to product engineering practices. Though low code and no code platform are great platforms, but they are not the absolute replacement to the product engineering practices, is my take.
Perfect. Yeah, your strategic assets you can never have, into something that you don't have full control on.
True that.
Yeah.
What are those? One question that I'm trying to thinking of asking you currently is that what is a piece of advice you would want to give it to the CIOs who is in the path of implementing their digital transformation and CRM adaptations into their respective organizations?
See, as a trusted advisor to CIOs, I would definitely, recommend doing a thorough analysis of what their business objectives are, categorize them into functions, then absolutely do a market scan. And the market scan should definitely comprise of some of the industry leading products, to be honest. And then within that, you're talking about your functional requirements, your tech specs, your non-functional requirements, your legal and compliance requirements to meet the current objectives, but also need to cater to something that is going to scale with you as a business, and show the level of flexibility, adaptability, robustness as a platform across a variety of functions that you're doing, especially when it comes to CRM implementations. And we have seen many a times, cost, start taking precedence over everything else. And many CIOs I've seen over the last 20 roughly 24 25 odd years of my experience, is many decisions that are taken with cost as a driving factor, have a runway of few years, that's it, and then again they are back to the drawing board, trying to revisit, now what do we do, how do we, get back to where we need to be. And that is why I strongly urge, cost as, of course, as an important aspect, but not the, primary driver. You should look at scalability, your future objectives in mind, and, not to forget, obviously the business processes, people aspects as well within your organizations. Are you really ready to move as fast as, the IT can move? Are you, focus on change management? There are many aspects, a CIO has to worry about before they really embark on a digital transformation, exercise. And finally, there's also an element of one size, I'd rather put it this way, right? One size does not fit all. You have to make sure that either you're going with a best of breed approach, or you're going with an approach which ensures that you're getting, most of what you need in a less, with less amount of technology spread. So either is a good approach, depends on where your business is at and how you want to drive your transformation.
Great. I have one final question to you, Chandan.
Mhm.
Where do you see Alphaleo in the next decade, in the lieu of digital advisory and implementation space? How do you look yourself?
So when I founded Alphaleo after spending, most part of my career in corporates doing a lot of enterprise transformations, I've seen that as you grow larger in size, even as a service provider, you start losing the nimbleness, the flexibility, and the agility that you ideally want to provide to your customers, despite knowing that you still are not able to sometimes, just because the way you are structured. That's one of the reasons I founded Alphaleo, to bring the enterprise heritage that we had to our customers, bring them all the knowledge that we've, garnered over, you know almost 2 decades of just alone me, right, doing Salesforce, to our customers, be it enterprise customers or mid market or SMB customers. Our level of service is going to be the same, right? Now, what I'm looking at is, in this decade we do make a difference to any work we do for any of our customers. We do want to see that the work that we have done for customers has helped them grow, and in the process we grow too. And last but not the least is a partnership. I am really looking at, the partnership between Alphaleo and Pace Wisdom grows. We set out to become a trusted one shop, single window to our customers, across, product engineering, custom development, across sales, service, marketing, commerce, and so on and so forth, advisory, implementation, and, help them, guide across every function that they operate into, and cater to also a few GCCs along the way. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, that's terrific to know from you.
Yeah.
We are also looking forward to see how Pay System can actually partner with Alphaleo.
Yeah.
Of course, we have been already in the journey, and how
Yeah.
can we scale this all through a way for a longer journey? Because we are, as I told you, we've been focusing a lot on the space of AI,
Yep.
GCCs. Also, add on to that, what we're doing now is also managed services, which I actually missed telling you.
Yep.
Uh, and as
That's
always,
like that's like butter, right?
yeah,
It's there.
Paris is absolutely like butter.
It's
It's
there.
it's always there.
Yeah.
And that, the legacy product engineering, what we are trying to carry forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is definitely a synergy that we have been seeing a lot. It is not just the solutioning; it is also the EQ that both companies actually
Absolutely.
go through.
We got to have fun along the
Fun
way.
along the way,
Yeah.
right? Because if there is no fun, there is no game.
Yep.
So that's what we're believing in. So the EQ that matches both of us and going along way is something that which you're very our
Yeah.
EQs are so aligned. That is how we are trying to see that how we can make the most of it.
Yep.
We would want to bring the best value to our customer, because we predominantly always start in the as a technology consultants when there is a use case or a problem statement,
Yeah.
and we would always want to bring the customer the value to the best and the most optimum utilization of time, money, and efforts. Through the course of the few years that we have known each other, I have observed that the values between both the parties have been very well aligned.
Yeah.
And that is something that which is actually moving ahead to add a greater value to the customers that we are trying to support and service.
That's the Fevicol we have.
Absolutely. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
So
This is going to drive, what we do next. We're going to have fun along the way, provide great outcomes to our customers across everything we do, make some awesome memories, for ourselves together, as two organizations.
with you on this, Chandan, looking for a remarkable journey ahead. We have signed up for this, and we need to make a difference.
Absolutely.
Consulting space is all about bringing value. The value which we bring on the table is something that keeps us going, and we are
100%.
eyeing to make the difference in the best possible manner. Thank you, Chandan. Thanks for valuable time in your quick schedule, coming all the way from Sydney and giving good time for this discussion means a lot.
I had a lot of fun, speaking to you today, Bharat, and I
Thank you.
look forward to a journey ahead.
Yeah. And look forward to have more talks with you.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you all. Thank you for watching this podcast between Alphaleo and Pace Wisdom. Stay tuned for the next ones. Thank you.